everybody, and welcome back into my winter kitchen. As you will probably know if you've been watching me up till now, this was the cooker that I used at the start of lockdown when we started to do the videos, but this particular cooker gets switched off in the summer and I'm over at the other side, but now we're into the winter months and we're back over to my favourite side. Today, what I have started to prepare for you, purely because it's more awkward at the moment because of my table isn't the long way for me to easily video this. In my pot here, I'm making sweet red pepper soup, and I have already chopped up some of the red pepper and a little of the homegrown onion that Vaughan grew over the summer. So I have a little here still on the plate, so that's the chopped onion. Again, most of you will probably already know how to do an onion, but ideally you want to take off top and tail it, or take off the bit that doesn't have the kind of hairy bit at the end, and then peel your onion and then cut it in half and follow the lines down very carefully using the bridge effect with your hand. So I'm just going to pop the rest of these back in, because on this cooker it does take a lot longer to fry. All you do, the sweet red pepper come like this, quite bendy and wonky looking, but they're absolutely fantastic. And all I have done is I've top and tailed it, so taken off the top and the bottom, slit it down the middle so that you get it like that, and then all I'm going to do, as I say, it might be more difficult for you to see me at the moment, but all I'm going to do is again slit it down and just give it a good old chop. This soup is going to be blitzed. I don't have an actual liquidizer on my mixer. I have one of these hand blitzers that I use. So once all the veg has softened, I will then use my hand blitzer to make it into a puree soup. So I'm going to add now just a little salt and a little of the pepper. And because I want my soup quite spicy, I have got some crushed chilies. So again, I'm going to put it into my hand because I don't want to make it too hot. So just a little there, and pop that in and give it a stir around. Okay, the last thing I'm going to put in, well actually a couple of things. These are the very last of the tomatoes. We didn't have a good crop this year. I think I probably mentioned that to you before. But I managed to get these ones before the beasties got hold of them. So I've given them a wash, and all I'm going to do is just cut, because they're quite small, cut into 4 little segments and pop them in. So I'm going to do a couple of the smaller ones. The larger ones I might be able to use if we perhaps have a fry up at the weekend, or sometimes we actually have a fry up or a grill up in my case for tea. So I'll keep the bigger ones. So I'm just going to put a few. And the last thing I'm going to add is I got these Sugar Snap peas in the reduced part of the local supermarket, and I just thought I might just add a few of those. Now sometimes they can be quite stringy in soup, so depending on how it turns out when I blitz it, I may have to sieve it to get rid of the stringy bits. But again, just cutting them into small pieces. This is the beauty of soup, guys. You can really put anything in it that you want. So all I'm going to do is to stir that around. And in this jar here, I have I'm using chicken flavoured stock cubes, but you could use vegetables. You could use beef if you really wanted it, or you could use ham, but I'm going to use the chicken. And because I didn't put too much fat, or I used butter to fry my vegetables, then I can just put the stock straight in. And always use your spoon, guys, to get rid of the last little bits of stock, because that's what's going to really flavour your soup. Okay, and all I'm going to do is stir that around. I might add a little bit more of my water. I used the kettle, I boiled the kettle for this and just added boiling hot water, which will speed up the process of the cooking. So just stir that around, get my lid, which I didn't get out earlier, get that out the cupboard, pop the lid on, and I will just leave that simmering for about half an hour. These particular vegetables don't take an awful long time to soften, and then once that's done, I'll be able to use my blitzer and puree it. Now, you don't have to do that. If you wanted to keep your soup nice and chunky, then once all the vegetables are soft, you could just leave it as it is, but I quite like it pureed, and I've got some old bread to use up, so what I thought I might do is cut it up into little dice cubes and fry it off, perhaps in some garlic, and make some croutons, and that will be our tea for this evening. A nice thick pureed soup with some fresh croutons. So there we are, a lovely easy soup for this evening. Hope you've enjoyed that, guys. Catch up with you soon. Bye for now.